Shalom, shalom. Koholam Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bahashem Mahaber Kwakwadash. Yahweh being the Lord's, who the world ignorantly calls God's true name, and Yahweh Shai, who is the Son, his true name in the Hebrew. I want to give double honors to all the apostles and elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth and who rule well. And salutations, peace, greetings, and love to all the Akim that are scattered throughout the world, doing this work, risking their lives to do so. To the few sisters, the Akwath out there, who are listening, to you I say shalom. I was had a conversation with one of the brothers here in the Chicago camp yesterday. Good brother, Jeremiah, otherwise known as Murph. And we was just talking and how, when we go out, and we be amongst the heathens or wherever, you know what I mean? Like, we there's other people, even, Israelites who don't know the Israelites, 2/3 Israelites, and just they just look how the way that we carry ourselves amongst each other, how how we talk to one another, how we open doors for one another, have respect, and love, for one another, like if a brother's down and out, you know what I mean, like how maybe just a simple phone call, to one another, or if he's short on ends for rent, or blah blah blah, whop the bam, it don't matter, like we always reach out to the brother and we help each other, no questions asked, not expecting anything in return, you know what I mean, like so I mean, and it's just that love, and amongst the world, people who are in the world, they see it and they're marveled by it, they're astonished by it, like how can these like these men who look like we the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, so-called, like, and the way that we have how we adore and respect for each other, it's just, I mean, it stands out to them because they're not used to seeing a group of fucking so-called black guys, so-called Latinos, acting that way in any way or form, like, and we all look different, we have northern tribes and southern tribes, all in the mix, like, so we got every color, we got every shade of brown you can think of, and it's the same no matter what. And it's marveled by the heathens, they don't understand it, and that's pretty dope, and and why that's important is because during the time of Jacob's trouble, which is approaching rapidly, this world is about to go, how we saw during that that pandemic, how people were just going out buying toilet tissues and all type of sanitary products, and then you can even see one each other, you know what I mean, like, and it got that bad, and then you see this gas shortage, you see people filling up 50-gallon drums and acting crazy, like hoarding shit, you know what I mean, that that actually really in all actuality won't bear any fruit, like, I mean, it really doesn't have any value to to the men of the Lord. I mean, yeah, we're gonna need these things, but the Lord's gonna provide them, is what we need, and that basically goes back to a few things that I want to bring out, and why it's important, for us to observe, and it's all throughout the scriptures, and I mean, we could just start here, like that's one of the scriptures, one of the curses, Salaki, that was written in the book of Deuteronomy, towards each other. Here, let me grab it real quick. It's Deuteronomy 28:54. Here we go. 28:54. So that man is tendered among you, you are very delicate. His eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Right? So it's gonna be, man, it's gonna be trying times. You know, his eyes should be evil, right? And I mean, what does that mean? You know, it goes right into 2 Timothy 3:1. I'm gonna just fly through these scriptures, so hopefully it's edifying, Lord willing. 1 Timothy 3:1. No, did I say that? No, 2 Timothy 3:1. Salaki. 2 Timothy 3:1. This known also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Perilous means danger, man. You know, it's gonna be dangerous times when when there's gonna be food shortages and famine throughout the land. You know, there's gonna be all types of madness going on. You know, like whereas you know you might have like a little group, you know, that might come up with, they're not abounded by the law, statutes, and commandments. So they're eventually going to turn on each other when it gets really, really low. If he likes, maybe he'll have that covetousness, like of your wife, and take your woman or your house or your handmaids. You know what I mean? Like, or it doesn't even matter, because when it comes when martial law kicks in and that gets overthrown. Like it's gonna be pretty much free for all, except within the house of Israel, or the elect house of Israel, I should say. All right, Lord will, So what's it, Matthew 24, 24 and 12 say? 24 and 12 says this. And because iniquity shall be abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? The love of many shall wax cold. It's gonna get real messed up out here, right? The love of many, people are gonna be turning on people, and eventually, there's gonna be they're gonna eat one another, So, and it's crazy, and that's why it's really important, that we have this, and this is one of the signs, that of you being a true Israelite, is to have love towards your brother. Thus saith Hebrews 13:1, correct? Let's go ahead and grab that. Let thy brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares, right? Some of these brothers, you might run into a Israelite, like you don't know, you don't know if he's entertained an angel, like you don't know who. We all. The scripture says it right there, like some have entertained angels unawares, right? So, and that's the point. Providing clothing, things of necessity, food, giving bread instead of like how 2/3 and the rest of the heathens are going to be stealing bread from each other. We're going to be breaking bread, at that time, and that's the closest thing, the brotherhood is the closest thing that we have next to the Yahweh Shai, is that brotherly love for one another. You know what I mean? So, you gotta love thy brother. It was told for us to love thy brother, right? So let me go ahead and grab John, 1 John 4:20, right? Where are we at? 1 John 4:20, and it says right there, if I may say, I love Yahweh and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how could he love Yahweh whom he hath not seen? You feel me? That just tells you right there, and there's consequences if you don't follow it, right? There's consequences of not loving thy brother, man. There's Matthew 5:22, right? It tells you exactly what's happening, right? Matthew 5:22. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whoever shall say to his brother Raka shall be in danger of the council. But whoever shall say thou fool shall be in danger of hellfire, right? So that's you don't want that, man. That's bad, So and ultimately, like, having that brotherly love, you'd be able to, we'd go all the way for the Yakim, as far as our ability, up into, well, here, look, up into what 1 John 3:16 says, right? And it said, no, 1 John, and it's 1 John. Hereby perceive we the love of Yahweh because he laid down his life for us, we ought to lay down our life for the brethren. There it is. You know, we're gonna be in the kingdom. You know, this the world. We have no lot in this world, right? You know, this is why we love it. This is why we love the brothers. You know, sometimes you know that love involves a hard chastising, and believe me, I've been on that side of hard chastisement. You know, but that's done out of love. You know, because that's correcting your behavior. Because if you see something that, you know, that's like saying like if you see, you know, just think worldly, right? You know, if you seen something that where somebody can, you know, die doing something that can lead to their death, wouldn't you say something to prevent them and teach them, hey, look, you know what? Or how about a child, right? You know, like, you know, say you're an older brother, you're talking to a younger brother, and you see your younger brother doing something that can lead into death, right? Well, I mean, we all know things that are leading into death, right? So, for instance, say I see a younger brother who's, you know, trying to get at, you know, somebody's wife, you know, like, and then I gotta hit him over the head and remind him, hey, look, you know, that's a sin. Adultery is a sin punishable by death, man. You feel me? So, I mean, it's that type of love, you know. It could be love, you know, in generosity, love, and you know, just even a simple phone call or a text, like saying, you know, I love you, brother, or even the chastisement, you know, like however, Camp handles business, man. It's all done with love, because I want to see each and single one of all the brothers of GMS make it and be the hopeful elect, you know, man. Call Allah Mihal Bashim Yashai Bahashim Wahavar Dash Shalawam Kwam Yasharala and Abal Babal.